and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, and that he is speaking of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and the beast is that reincarnated Roman Empire, the iron toes mixed with miry clay on that statue in Daniel chapter 2, that EU-NATO alliance, which the U.S. is a part of, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live, that new world order. And Esau has always been rocking on that Tower of Babel vibration to make every nation under the earth one people, of course with him at the top. You can see an example of that in 1 Maccabees chapter 1. I'm going to start at verse 41, which was during the Grecian captivity. Moreover, King Antiochus Epiphanes IV, a descendant of one of Alexander the Greek's generals, wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, a one world government, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. And those Greeks were Edomites, the so-called white people. And what do you see now? You can't be a airplane pilot unless you speak English. People wear business suits and shave their faces. People, at least now, even though they're fleeing away from it, are using the US dollars, the world reserve currency. And you've got all these nations starting to move towards a cashless society, such as China, which is all just a stepping stone towards that new world order with the microchip implant as the base for it, because China is a pet project of the powers that be. They're using China to test out all these systems so they can get the kinks out of it. This is Habakkuk chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. Again, speaking of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the wicked of Malachi 1 and 4, and the wicked whom the earth has been given into the hands of Job 9 and 24, who's able to cause the people to make an image to that beast to follow after him. Verse 5, yeah, also because he transgresseth by his wine, which is philosophies such as democracy, socialism, capitalism, communism, what have you. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, putting his tentacles into all these other countries to get him to make an image to that beast, to move towards a cashless society and leave off of their old ways to become new citizens of that one world government, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And eventually there's going to be a mandatory implementation of the mark of the beast, which is that microchip implant, to where if you don't take it, you're going to be put to death. And he causeth all, that he, being the elites of these Edomites, such as the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, what have you, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that microchip implant, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And what do we see back in this video?
And this score has real-world consequences. Like many games, Sesame Credit has tiers and levels, and having a high score gives you special benefits, like making it easier to get the paperwork you need to travel, or making it easier to get a loan. Now, currently, there are no consequences for having a low score, but there's been talk about implementing penalties once the system becomes mandatory in 2020. Penalties like slower internet speeds for low-scoring citizens, or even restricting the jobs that a low-scoring person's allowed to hold. But there's one more...
that they may neither buy nor sell. But for you Israelites out there, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as you confusion of face Israelites who the Most High is dealing with, and you know who you are because you understand videos such as this, you should know not to take that microchip implant, because a lot of Israelites will be faced with being put to death for not worshiping that image of the beast. But it's better off to be put to death because you'll be a martyr for this truth and be on those chariots to be the first fruits of the kingdom, which is definitely something worth dying for, because you may get put to death for not taking the chip, but you'll definitely get put to death before taking the chip, because as it says in Revelation chapter 14, I'm going to start at verse 9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone. If you take that microchip implant, you're going to get hit with those 200 million nuclear missiles, as well as the laser beams from the chariot of the Most High, which people ignorantly refer to as so-called UFOs, when they hit Babylon the Great, turning it into that biblical lake of fire from sea to shining sea, in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, which is speaking of Yahushai. So to any sincere Akim out there, don't take that chip, no matter what may come your way during Jacob's trouble. But as you can see with this video, with each passing day, we're getting closer and closer to the mandatory implementation of the chip. 2019 has been deemed the year of the Charagma, the year Esau really pushes for that chip. So that just goes to show the signs of the times that we're in. So with this video, I hope any of you sincere Akim out there were edified. And as always, I'm going to say Abba Babal, Kwam Yasharala. Until next time, Shalom.